Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
Good morning, Bix Weir, roadroo.com. With your morning horn of Z's, just sip of chaga coffee. Crazy days. First of all, on the private road, under the uncensored section for the private road members, I posted a really cool video. Freedom is coming 3 different ways to get there, to get to the same place. With Bitcoin Ben and Snippy. That's a good discussion. You should listen to that one. And it is very short term we're talking about. The Brunson case, the silver situation, the crypto situation. Go check that out. It's interesting because we all came at it at different directions, but all with the same result, which is freedom. Freedom is that close. But what are you willing to sacrifice? Would you sell all your crypto? Would you just be fine with all your cryptos going to zero, all your gold and silver going to zero to secure your freedom? That might be one of the things you have to think about. Go check out that discussion. It's really cool. Oh, by the way, right now I am in the middle of a bomb cyclone fueled storm. I live in Northern California, so it's been raining nonstop. It's going to continue to rain. Californians aren't used to any inclement weather. We can't handle anything. We're not set up for it because it's normally kind of middle of the road. So, yeah, all the freeways are flooding, roads are flooding, creeks are overflowing into the world as we know it. And it's supposed to go on until nobody knows how long. But it's coming now. Right now, it's just sprinkling now. It rained last night. It's supposed to rain hard tonight, tomorrow. They'll probably get turned off the electricity. Good thing I'm a prepper. We'll see how well my prepping skills are. But this is happening around the country. There are issues going on, weather issues around the country. I do think we're at the beginning of Ice Age. I don't think all that snow that's coming in the north is going to fully melt this year. It'll go right into next year, and then the year after year, we're going to deeper ice packs. I think Cliff is right about that. And I was reading an article on how the these UK people are predicting a change in the Gulf Stream that's going to really affect the UK and just drop temperatures brutally in the next couple weeks. So, I don't know. You got to be, the only problem with silver in your portfolio, it's not mobile. So you got to, if you buried your silver and you have to flee your home, but you're all just coming back for it, and it's all of a sudden it's covered under ice for a millennia, that might be a problem. I don't think, in that situation, I don't think silver will do you well anyway. It's more like, okay, who's got firewood type of thing. But yeah, now's the time to get out and, take your crazy hat out and say, okay, I'm a tinfoil hat guy because everything's happening, especially getting to Friday. I'll get to that in a second. Really quick on silver, nothing's happening, $24. People are happy with $24. I'm like, why are you happy with $24? It should be $24,000 for an ounce of silver, and you're happy that silver went from 18 to 24. That's how much control these people have over our markets. It's amazing. It truly is amazing. For example, just yesterday we had 360 million ounces of electronic silver dumped and purchased on the market. These are banks trading back and forth to each other using a company called Virtu Financial, high-frequency trading company. JP Morgan's doing most of it still, but through their customer account, because the DOJ said, hey, we can't let anybody know you're involved, so we'll do it all through your customer account. And that is why, in the month of January, JP Morgan, of the 740 contracts that have been delivered, which is, 3.5 million ounces, JP Morgan customers delivered 668. 668 out of 740. How is not, I've been thinking way too much. JP Morgan and their partners in crime determine the price. One of their partners is the CFTC, the regulator, along with the Department of Justice, along with the U.S. Treasury, and the Federal Reserve. They're all in cahoots. I mean, there is no room for any kind of, well, maybe it's just they had to do it for a little bit. No, it's 100% controlled. Silver is under control. They can click the mouse and put silver at $10,000, or they can click the mouse and put silver at minus $40 like they did with oil. How do we survive this? It's very simple. Get your assets in your own possession. Don't look at price. Crypto prices don't even matter. I think crypto prices are all going to go to zero, just like gold and silver prices are all going to go to zero. It's because these exchanges is where the fraud happens. There's nothing wrong with silver. Every single metric you could look at, supply, demand, future supply, electrical power, electrical cars, solar panel, you name it, is blowing the supply-demand deficit, blowing the roof off what should be $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 silver price, but the price is determined on a derivative exchange. It was really interesting when Rustin Benham said, luckily, the structure of the market was able to tamp down the price of silver. That summed it up right there. First of all, number one, in commodity law, it is illegal for futures and options to determine the price of silver. That is completely illegal. And the CFTC has written, the 3 responses to the silver investigations that they did. Obviously it was fraud because they found out later, oh yeah, they were rigging silver. But in the responses, they said, well, look, the price of silver in London is the same as the price of COMEX. We know that it's illegal for the price in the COMEX to determine price. But because London, which is not even an exchange, because London says this, that's okay that the silver price is at $24. That's how the fraud works. The structure of the market is what tamped down the silver price, according to Rustin Benham. And that is absolutely true. But the structure of the market is illegal for futures and options, the COMEX, the CME. It's illegal for that to be determinant of price. So I guess he admitted guilt. But again, not much going on. January is not a delivery month. I don't think there'll be any more. I mean, they've already delivered. Let's take a look. 740 contracts. Remember, we went right down to the wire in December. The last day people were delivering silver. So 740 contracts. There's only 155 contracts left to be delivered after just 2 days of delivery. So basically, last month they waited until the end of the month to deliver everything. And now with this tiny, tiny delivery month, they're doing it all up front. Why? Because I think they want to get this as much silver in their hands as they can before the collapse of the COMEX. And it won't be the COMEX, just the COMEX. It'll be all markets. The stock market, the bond market. We're headed into a time frame for our country. I don't know if our country's going to survive, truthfully. I'll get to that in a second. Anyway, that's what's going on. Same shit, different day. But remember, all prices are determined by the derivative traders. Period. The structure of the market. They're trading 1,000 times what the underlying market is. If there was no COMEX and no criminal exchanges, I mean, COMEX is the only place that's priced. Remember, the LBMA is a marketing association that is closed to the public. I mean, that's all you need to know, right? If there was no fake numbers coming out for the price of silver, silver would be in the thousands. People wouldn't be selling their silver, and even brokers wouldn't be buying and selling. They're going, oh my God, silver is so valuable. How could I get rid of it now? I know I have a lot of customers. You can buy it, but you're going to pay 200% premium on $500 silver. That type of thing. Get it in your possession now. Also, we just passed the January 3rd proof of keys. Proof of keys means everybody on January 3rd should have taken out their private keys and looked at them. If you weren't able to do that, you better figure out what you did wrong. Unless you're a Trezor and a Ledger, which you can look at your private keys, it's just hard to do. But if you hold your cryptos in any exchange at all, they're all going down. Every single Binance, Coinbase, Kraken, Gemini, all of it. And all the trading exchanges will close down too. You won't know the value of the cryptos. Again, just like the silver, get your cryptos in your own possession for after the crash. Now, interesting, Caleb Brown put out a warning. There's so many scams going on right now. Don't be scammed. People are like sending out call Kayla Brown. They give out the number, and you call or you click on the number or the email address. It goes somewhere else. Don't be scammed. It's going to look real. For a while there, they were sending out emails from my address, my email address. It's going to look real. Don't be scammed. Get your cryptos in your own possession only. That's it. So be careful everywhere. CFTC investigating Binance. Is it a political move? It doesn't matter. Binance is a fraud, just like FTX is a fraud, just like all of them. Coinbase is a fraud. They don't have the coins that they say their customers hold. They don't have them. And then now Coinbase is caught up in the stupidity of yield farming and paying everybody who's buying into it. Yeah, my cryptos are sitting on Coinbase. Why don't I earn 10% on them or 8% on them? They're gone. Poof, goodbye. You fell for something stupid. Proof of keys. If you don't have your keys, you don't have your coins. Now, people ask me about the Theta Edge node and Guardian node. Yes, the only place that those cryptos can come back to is your own wallet, and you own the key to that wallet. So whoever's doing your staking and running the computer programs, it doesn't matter. They can't steal your coins because when you unstake your coins, they always come back to the original wallet. As long as you didn't give away your keys, your original wallet. Okay? I know it's hard, especially with these prices. Wait till prices go to zero on silver. How about minus 40 on silver? How about minus 40 on Bitcoin? Are you ready? Are you mentally prepared for that? You're mentally prepared for $100,000 Bitcoin and $1,000 silver. That'd be a fraud too. These exchanges are the problem. The exchanges are the fraud. So just get them in your own possession. We'll go through the bullshit however long it takes, a year, 2 years, whatever, and then we're going to start fresh. I don't think it'll take a year or 2 years. People, the good guys behind the scenes, have had over 100 years to prepare for this, and they have been preparing ever since. So I think it's going to be fairly swift transition, which means a matter of months. It won't be days. Really interesting thing here. McCarthy scrambles as House GOP in crisis. Trump endorses on truth. This Brunson case that everybody's been talking about. It's the Brunson brothers bought a case that the Congress should have investigated the election fraud, and they chose not to, which is a breach of their constitutional. They're required to. They had 10 days to do it, and they chose not to. And everybody who voted for to approve Biden, and those all the Congress people who got approved, everybody who signed that is now looking at treason charges, and that'll be decided by the Supreme Court on Friday, the 6th. Isn't that crazy? The 6th. Surprise, surprise, what a day, the 6th. But this is interesting because if you remove Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, the next in line is McCarthy. Is that why they... Okay, so here's the big play. So McCarthy is next in line, and if you look at the line of the presidency, number one, it goes to the vice president, which is Kamala, but she'll be indicted with all the other people in the Brunson case. The next in line is the Speaker of the House, which would be McCarthy, but they can't discover it. If they don't get that in place, and this might be the Democratic play, then it goes to the President pro temp of the Senate, which is Patty Murray, a Democrat deep stater. And then below that is Anthony Blinken, for Christ's sake, and then Janet Yellen. So it's interesting play that people holding up McCarthy, do they know what they're doing? Because if the Supreme Court comes out and actually gives a ruling on Friday, which is doubtful, but they can, and says, oh, nope, all these people are frauds, then there's 388 people that need to be removed. I did search for his name, and there's a lot of Democrats and Republicans. He was not on it. McCarthy's not in there. Interesting that Rand Paul is in there. He would be removed. But McCarthy is not in there. And then it leaves enough for 100 other people. Now this woman, where is she? Patty Murray. Let's see if she's in there. Patty Murray. Nope. She was new. Oh, there she is. Patty Murray. Yeah, she's in it too. So she'd be gone as well. So let's see where we are. That is very scary. Anthony Blinken. He was, but then again, there's room for 100 more to be named by the Supreme Court to be removed. Anthony Blinken definitely would be one of them. So would Janet Yellen, most likely. Maybe. I don't know. It's hard to tell at the Fed. There's good guys and there are bad guys at the Fed. It's hard to tell if Janet Yellen is just a pawn, a good guy or a bad guy. I mean, obviously, everybody thinks she's a bad guy. I don't know. I've met her. She's not the brightest bulb in the bunch. So it'll be interesting. And then it goes down a whole lot of criminal. I mean, literally, if that, this is how important this is. If the Republicans don't get someone as Speaker of the House, then it goes to a Democratic deep stater. If the Brunson case goes forward, that's how crazy it is these days. Yes, it is crazy. So yeah, after yesterday's chaos in the House, which saw support for Republican Kevin McCarthy increasingly wane throughout 3 failed votes for Speaker of the House, begins Wednesday in a state of crisis. Roughly 10% of the Republican conference has voted against McCarthy, leaving him 16 votes shy of the win. As such, no speaker means no committees and no rules. As Punchbowl News notes, there are members-elect, but the chaos Tuesday prevented any lawmaker from being officially sworn in. Nothing resembling this has occurred in more than a century. What does that tell me? It tells me both the Republicans and the Democrats want the Brunson case to be ruled on. Talk about chaos. Remember Dick Allgaier. Remember Dick Allgaier's remote viewing of When the Dollar Dies, and the Congress people standing outside of Congress saying, oh my God, it's over. We might be inching up to that on Friday. Isn't that crazy? I mean, knowing how many times the can has been kicked down the road, I doubt it. I think the best thing we can hope for is that they come back with a ruling saying this needs to be investigated further, or yes, they violated the law, but we need to figure out the ramifications. It's really interesting time, but the House in crisis, no rules, no laws, no nothing. What does it mean? You're gonna have to bring out your legal dictionary, just pull out the Constitution and find out where we go from here. The worst thing that could possibly happen is the Republicans don't get somebody as Speaker of the House, and then it goes right down the Democratic criminal list. Look at that. Imagine Pete Buttigieg in there. I mean, Patty Murray would be first. Anthony Blinken, that criminal deep stater. Janet Yellen, who knows, I wouldn't want her leading anything. Lloyd Austin, another criminal. Merrick Garland, a criminal of the legal system. Deb Haaland, Democrat, deep state. It just goes down and down and down. That's ugly. And maybe that's why this is going on. Pure chaos. And in the end, it won't be Democrat or Republican. The Supreme Court can nail all of them. And if they have been investigating this con for years, maybe now is the time. I don't know. It's definitely something weird's going on, so just keep that in mind. All right, that's what I got for you. If you want to check out the Brunson case, it's a real case, and you can check it out. It's Brunson versus Adams, and check out the discussion Snippy, myself, and Bitcoin Ben had it's on the private road, and it's on Patreon for Road to Ruta members. Patreon, and it's on Ben and Snippy's Patreons. So go check those out. That's all I got for you today. I'm gonna go check, make sure everything's holding up. I see a huge deer outside my fence, and my dog is going crazy right now. He got nailed by a skunk, unfortunately, the other night. What a nightmare. Anyway, that's what I got for you. Hey, you want to join the private road and get all this action, behind the scenes stuff? Click on subscribe today. As of today, we are still giving away the Road to Ruta Lives coin, coolest coin ever made. Go check that out. roadtoruta.com. I'll talk to you later. Oh, like and subscribe this video. Like and subscribe. YouTube keeps knocking off my subscribers for some reason. I'll talk to you guys later.